Welcome back everybody. There you saw me crimp a new end on one of the battery leads, which goes down to the starter motor, which we'll get into a bit later. Part of moving the battery and stuff around. Better with the hand gestures. Yeah, you can see we have tubing just above my fluffy little head. Yeah, new haircut, new day. So that roll hoop that got made, it's actually wrong, but we'll address that later. But here, you know, getting a rough idea of clearances of me sitting in the seat. Hold on, let's put the helmet on. There we go. So with the helmet on, you know, still got room. There. It's not ideal. Hold on. You might be able to hear me now. You can see with the helmet on, you know, there's a lot going on. The rules state I can't have any more than 2 inches of clearance around my head. So can't go all bobblehead within the cage. So being close is not a massive issue, but I do have to add padding. So need minimum of like 2 inches, 2.5 inches of clearance, because by the time you add some padding, a little bit of movement so I can, you know, see. Sitting here, I'll hold the camera up. It looks really nice, but in actual fact it's, you know, what's that, 3 inches. So the seat still has, the seat can still go way down, but the further I go down, the longer my legs become. And I'm already got my feet against the front, so, you know, time there's a brake pedal there and a throttle pedal here, it's a bit, I have long legs, it's not helpful. But always room for the seat to go back more, because if my hand gets in the picture, this bar here, the next one that gets made will get a bit shorter and put it, where's my hand? Put it more under here, which will help when we're trying to get the bars off here out the back window to go down to the back of the tray. So really not good. Yeah, this comes down, which then means this clearance goes away, which, you know, sitting like this, my fluffy head's level with the top of the seat. But then you add, you know, 1.5 inches of helmet, real estate gets a bit short, and plus there's currently, you know, no padding or anything on the seat, so I've got to get a cover which has padding in it, which should lift me up a little bit. Still a gigantic mess in here, which, yeah, I broke the window trying to start getting it out. Look, there's a gap, it's starting to come out. So I'll finish cutting that out and cut the rear window out as well, because that's going to have to become plexiglass, Lexan, whatever you want to call it. Put a glass window back in the front just for strength, and I don't know, not having to add reinforcements and stuff, because with the front window being so big, so much real estate here, at speed a plastic one's going to come in, so you'd have to run big bars down and reinforce it and hold it up. So rather than, I'll probably put the bars in the cage, so later on, because below 200 mile an hour I can run glass, so I'm going to, because, you know, that's already glass and I've already got it, so why make more windows than I have to? So gonna have to make a back one, because I don't know about you, but I don't have the gear to cut holes in glass windows and seal it and make it nice, so we'll that'll definitely be Lexan. What else? So where is my magic pipe? There you go, magic pipe. So with too many hands, not enough things, there we go. So with bars coming off like that, sitting there, it starts to get a bit, yeah, because we're going to have to run a full funny car style cage in here. Because, well, you don't have to, you just have to have head restraint, and it's easier to build the head restraint into the cage than buying a $5,000 chair with all the bits and pieces and stuff and things. You know, $500 chair versus $5,000 chair. Tube's a bit cheaper. More of a pain, but cheaper. So once I get the right main hoop and I can actually, know that that's going to be right, then I can start measuring the front down bars and start building all that. Once the cage is in, which I'm going to push, as far out and as far back and as far up, and give myself as much real estate to play with as I can, then we'll work out this side of the funny car cage. Where's my head? There. Because, that'll be based on where I end up moving the seat to, because probably end up having to move the seat, which will probably then mean filming's not ideal. Where are we? So the seat's already pretty close to the tunnel, and brackets like this will come off because they're pointless right now, but it's still going to have to get a tube through here, which will come off. There'll be a bar back here which will run down here. Well, have to be a lot lower than that, down here more, because the seatbelt comes out here and needs to attach to something. So it's just, building race cars is not a 5-minute ordeal. It's a lot of designing and making and then redesigning because you screwed it up, and then making some more. And this part of time of making videos is not too interesting for you guys, and I'm sorry, but when things start being real, the videos will get better. But right now, when 99% of it's happening in here and a little bit on paper and lots of thinking and working to make the money to be able to spend on the toys, which, roof over my head, that one included, home loans and life in general costs a lot of money. Race cars cost a lot of money, and well, house is more important than race car right now, so especially the way the world is at the moment. Not stopping, not slowing down, still doing as much as I can, but what I can is limited. But yeah, we've got a chair, we've got a main hoop to. It's not wide enough. Let's explain why it's wrong. It's not wide enough, so you can't really see, but over there I've pushed the cage all the way this way, but over there is about 2 inches away from where it should be. And then this bend here is too high. It was all a bit of a, I did my drawing, didn't explain how I did my drawing. So he used the measurements in one way, not the way I intended them to be, so everything's just smaller than it's supposed to be. That's, a miscommunication. We're sorting that out, that's fine. So once I get the right one, because the entire cage is based around that main hoop, and I could make this one work, but I'd rather it was right than muck around and make this one work and the car just never be perfect, because there's not a lot of space in this ute. Like me sitting here within the chair, I don't have a whole lot of real estate between here and here, and the more I move this over, the more the tunnel becomes a problem. And I'm trying to keep myself as, let's put this straight in front of my face, trying to keep it as central on the steering as I can, as much as I can. This, is movable, which, I'm not totally sure what we're going to do with the column at the moment. And then, wherever the brake pedal is, we can make it fit to the brakes. That's not much of a drama. And as we already explained, the accelerator pedal being electric means it can go anywhere it feels. So I've done a bit of there. Started putting nutserts in the door. Eventually make a nice pretty panel so you can't see inside the door, and just generally tidy the car up. Still in a giant mess of wiring over there. So hold on 1 second. There you go, I'm out. So yeah, with the seat in, there's no room in there to play. The garage is a giant mess. So there's that wire I put an end on. That used to go to the battery terminal that was here. Cut it off, joined it on there. That then runs down to the starter motor. So there's no battery connection here, because the connection will go battery in the car to the isolator switch, through the firewall to the starter motor. Use the starter motor lug as a post, which will then power the car, because all the power in the car flows through this box here, through a couple of pretty big fuses. We're going to get rid of the booster, so deciding whether keep this master, push it back, do all that sort of stuff. That's time and thoughts for other problems. Still got another motor over there which will take the spot of this motor, because this one's a bit more tired than that one. So get that one ready to go in the car, so it can go in the car on a more permanent, well, at least for the first couple of years of racing, getting used to the car, getting the car running. No, I don't want a lot of horsepower in this car to start with, because, designing a lot of it myself, so whether it works or not. But yeah, there's progress being made very slowly, and I'll keep you guys updated. So thanks for listening to me ramble for who knows how long, and when things happen I will film them and you'll probably get to see it, and we'll go from there. Cheers guys, thanks.